Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Bus drivers and parents
Good
and
morning
cars.
to you.
We're back, man. It is show number 2002. This is the earliest we've ever done In the Building.
202.
What'd I say?
2002.
Oh, golly. 202. Well, I guess I need more caffeine. It's a morning show, man.
Good morning, my neighbors!
I like it.
I like it.
I like it. I didn't like 6 o'clock a.m. starts all those years, but 8 o'clock's pretty cool. I don't hate 8 o'clock.
No,
That's
6
nice.
was brutal.
It was brutal.
6 was brutal, especially like, if I had to go out of town and do it on the West Coast. That's a 2 a.m. wake up.
Oh, geez.
4 a.m. call time.
Mm-hmm.
Brutal.
Yeah. That's why they switched me to afternoons when I moved to Hawaii.
Oh, because you're way too
I would have
early.
been on in the middle of the night, And so, of course,
Thunderdome
Mr.
would've-
Mike, you can do what you want.
You want to do whatever the hell you want, Mike.
I was Joel Embiid
Yeah.
at the ticket.
I ain't playing back-to-backs.
I like it, man. This is good. I'm excited. It is the morning. It is show number 202, and it is In the Building. Welcome in here for you boys that watch us live all the time. We love you hard. Hopefully we'll get a bunch of guys that would like to watch us live usually but can't, and now they can because we're on at a slot that fits them. This show bounces around. That's one of the beauties of being able to do a podcast on YouTube and Spotify the way we do is we can drop these whenever we want. And here, a lot of y'all don't love that we're not always on at the same time, and I get that.
it.
I do
I
get
get it.
that. But my counter to that is always 90% of the people that watch this thing
95.
don't watch it live anyway.
95%.
And the other thing is that unlike most podcasters, when we do our shows, we do them live. Few podcasts have the balls to do live shows. And I think that's Rudy and I, it's our radio background.
It's what we raised on.
We're used to doing live radio,
Right.
appointment listening, and all that kind of thing. So we're trying to wash out some of the radio from us still, because some of that radio stuff doesn't compute on this in this kind of medium. However, I understand that a lot of y'all who've been with both of us for a long time wish we'd do the same time every day, that watch us live every day, but tough titties. We're building a company. We'll get there. We'll get there. I did mornings for 7 years on the ticket. Rudy did mornings for a while.
2.5, 3.
Yeah.
Brutal.
What time did you wake up to get to work on time in order to be able to
Because that was a
function?
40-minute drive.
Golly, man.
To get there at 5 to do prep. Probably I was up around 4. 3:34, somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
When they first moved me to mornings in 2017, I was getting up at 3 because I was paranoid about content. But after about 6 months, I got used to it, and I was able to get up at 4:45 and be okay.
Oh, okay.
Running and be all right.
Especially when you went remote.
Yeah, it was easier.
Yeah, you just go in the living room and you're showing us.
Well, there was that. Yeah, I was lucky. All right, y'all. So welcome in here. You can jump in here and chat with us. Donate money to our cause. It's the first of the month. I know y'all got money. So all
They
super
already spent
chats.
it on crack.
All super chats get read. You can also buy us a coffee. LG will put the link to the buymeacoffee.com/loveyouhardtv link up there in a minute. All right, so let's get into it. We have massive celebrity death.
Dude,
Massive.
massive.
My first memory of Quincy Jones and getting introduced to him, honestly, was the "We Are the World" song. Remember that? I think it was 1984. Quincy Jones got Michael Jackson, and they reached out to, over 100 of the biggest singers of the time in the early 80s. Got them all in one room, and they didn't get done till like 5:30 in the morning the next day, recording "We Are the World" to raise money for African famine awareness. And that's when I first became aware of Quincy Jones, and then realized all that dude meant to the world. So the great Quincy Jones, the jazz genius turned probably the most successful music composer, producer we've ever had in this country's history has...
You watch his documentary on Netflix?
I did not.
It's good.
I did not. He has
It's
entered
good. You should
Valhalla
watch it.
at the age of 91 years old.
Full life. Full life. What up, AD? 199. Wake up, wake up. Appreciate you. It's the sing, mother father.
Yeah.
I guess clearly, I mean, he did a lot of great things. Don't get it twisted, but I guess Thriller is his Picasso, right?
Yeah, I think so. And he did a couple of records with Mike, didn't he? Do Off the Wall.
He did some. I prefer Off the Wall.
That's his best record.
Yeah, I prefer Off the Wall, more funk. But Thriller, I understood Mike had to take the next step. But I would think Thriller is Quincy's Picasso, even though he's done a lot of great things.
Mm-hmm. I'm sitting here trying to think of a musical producer that's had more impact in American history, and I can't think of one. I think he's the GOAT.
Yes,
So
for
he's
sure.
gone at the age of 91.
Full life. 91. You make it to 91. You did. Quincy liked to play in the snow, too. So.
Well, you talking about? Okay, see, I don't use some of the lingo that UNLG use. So when you say that, I automatically go to he was a cokehead.
No.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Oh, you like to play in the cream. There ain't
Quincy
nothing
liked to
wrong
play.
with that.
No, it's
I'm in a
not.
mixed race relationship myself,
Me
sir.
too. Me too.
Yes, sir. You should see us. Never mind. Nothing. It looks different.
Oh, got you. You're just too far.
It looks different.
Too early.
I
too
loved
far.
Eskimo pie as a kid, so it
Too
makes sense that
early,
I've got
too far.
Cinnamon dolce latte.
You
in
always
my bed.
go too far.
I know.
Always
I'm sorry.
goes too far.
You're the one that made the snow reference. I'm like, wait, what? Did he? Surely he dated women of all creeds.
I mean, he's Quincy Jones.
Jones,
He's Quincy
man.
Jones, man.
Yeah, depending on the day.
It's gumbo. It's gumbo.
Sexual gumbo.
Shout out to Quincy, man.
Yeah,
Legend.
Absolutely.
That's somebody's death to celebrate for sure.
Indeed.
Truly accomplished.
Right.
Not an influencer. Truly had talents.
Yeah, true genius, dude.
Right.
A guy who he actually contributed something.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't like a lot of these makeshift celebrities we have now. Quincy was the shiznit, so R.I.P. to him. All right. What do you want to get into today? What are we doing?
You tell me.
What are we doing? We got a
we-
big appearance coming up Saturday.
We do.
Do we know a time yet when we're going to...
Some between 4 and 6 at the Thousand Oaks location.
Does he know that I'm going to be running the show? I'm going to do
doing the show.
I'm going to do my best.
We're doing the show.
I'm fine as long as y'all show me where to connect. I might get there 7 hours early to make sure that everything's okay.
Yeah.
But Saturday, Rudy and I are going to do a special edition of In the Building from Slackers. They've got Booze Fest coming up.
Can you see that without your old man glasses?
No,
Hell
man.
no.
Do they have bigger fonts for old man on his laptop? I don't know how
Do
to
you
make
have,
it big.
please
on my
tell me
laptop.
you don't have that
I've got a
big ass
picture
text
of it.
font for your
On
text
my phone?
messages.
No, I
You
haven't done that
yet.
No, I haven't.
It's on the way.
I haven't gone that far yet.
I've seen people with that like at HEB, and I'm like, I can see your whole text from 30 feet away.
That's not me yet. At some point, man. Okay, look, I can see it now. It's on
Okay,
my
there you
phone. Okay, so Slackers presents Booze Fest this Saturday, and featuring the industry's leading brands. Enjoy vendor experiences, tastings, and games, and swag giveaways and raffles. They have a live band from 3 to 7, so I guess we should probably do something before the band starts, right?
Well, no, it's just that's the time that the bands will be there, but
All
they're
right.
not playing 4 hours straight.
Oh,
Somewhere
okay.
between 4 and 6.
Oh, okay, cool. Tacos El Regio
Of course.
will be serving. This is the Thousand Oaks location.
Yes.
Okay, off San Pedro and Thousand Oaks. All right, cool. It's a good cause, good times, and yeah, Rudy and I will be out there on Saturday doing a special edition. The gates open at 2:00, so I'm thinking we get rolling at 2, 3, 4 o'clock. You
Somewhere,
tell
on
me.
there. Somewhere after the UT game.
You tell me what time they want to do it. So the Longhorns play at 11. In Orlando,
That game's gonna
we
take
got to get
5
Orlando's
hours.
post game show in.
Yeah, of course.
So we're gonna do Saturdays. We're gonna mesh them together. We're gonna do a collab.
Mashup. That's
We
what
are
they
gonna
used
do
to
a
call it.
mashup.
Remember when like Jay-Z would do a Linkin Park album? It was a mashup.
Yes.
Such a ass whip.
Some of those.
Awful.
Some of those.
It was.
Like 1 in 30 were okay, but 29 out of 30 were shit.
True.
This mashup's gonna go much better than Linkin Park and Jay-Z. because we're going to talk Texas and Arkansas, and then we'll morph into an In the Building.
Texas and Florida.
Oh, yeah, Florida, my
Florida.
bad.
That's
A
all
good
good.
2 hours. A good 2 hours.
Sure.
At least on Saturday at Slackers. Thank you
On
to Slackers,
sábado.
the official studio sponsor of this show. All right, bunch of football
80,
stuff
we
we
need
didn't
to talk.
get to. We get bogged down on Sundays with Cal Boss, and so Tuesdays or well, in this case Mondays, since we did a Sunday night show. Mondays are good for getting to things that we did not get to. Did you guys see video of Jason Kelce smashing a dude's cell phone?
No, what happened? What did
All right.
Jason Kelce's a nice guy, but he's still a human.
Oh, he got pushed to the brink by some frat douche.
Okay.
So Kelce, his bit now is to go around to games every weekend. He goes to a game on Saturday for game day on ESPN and crashes beers on his head. And, basically he's stone cold Steve Austin right now for football broadcast.
Okay.
Then he does stuff on Sundays, then does his podcast. Kelce's got Jason, that is. He's got
Yes.
the world by the balls right now.
Hell yeah. I see him on TV. He's more on TV more than damn
Right.
reruns of Lord of the Rings.
Sure. So he's walking somewhere. Oh, okay. They're at Penn. He's at Penn State. Game day was at the Penn State Ohio State game, and so he's walking up to the set, getting ready to do his bit, and he's got a case of beer in his hand. He's Jason Kelce. He's being a cool guy.
Having fun, enjoying retirement.
Except here's the problem: when you walk through a big group of college people, you're gonna walk. Some of them are gonna be dumbasses.
And some of them going to be drunk.
Young college douche. Well, the people are rolling with their cell phones because it's Jason Kelce. And at one point, some little young-sounding dude screams out, "Kelce, how does it feel that your brother is a
What?
F word for dating Taylor Swift?"
The homophobic slur?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't.
Yeah. Hey, Kelce, how does it feel that your brother's an F for dating Taylor Swift? Jason
That doesn't make sense.
reaches around. Jason's twice this kid's size. Yanks his cell phone out of his hand and fucking
Spikes it like Gronk
spikes it
touchdown?
on the concrete.
Like a Gronk touchdown?
Yeah, and the phone like skids across the pavement. Jason runs over, picks it up, and then throws a fucker about 50 yards. And then gets in the kid's face and goes, "Who's the F now?"
And what the kid's almost shit himself.
Oh, like a drink of water. He just melted. He just felt poured out. Big pussy. Puddle of mud, man. I'm surprised. I'm sure he'll file a lawsuit that I was intimidated by Jason Kelce. Good. So you got people. Most people have been, fine with this. F that little college frat dick. Good
Yeah.
for Jason Kelce.
Yeah.
For one, celebrities normally just take it and don't say anything.
Right.
But
No, if you're gonna, especially
he
if you're
set
gonna,
Kelce
especially if you're
off
gonna
with
say,
that.
especially if you're gonna use a word like that, yeah, he got what he deserved. Luckily, it was his phone and not his face.
Right. Yeah. There's probably some people that think Kelce shouldn't have said the word back to him. Who's the F now?
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
I see you.
But
Yeah.
Kelce was pissed off, man, and offended and
That's the problem. I don't remember who
tired
said
of putting
it
up
was.
with that crap.
The problem is a lot of these people walk around and have never been punched in the face.
right.
You've never been checked, you've never had your ass whipped, and sometimes that's what you need. I'm not saying you should die. I'm not saying you should be, hurt to where you need to be in hospital, but every now and then you need your ass whooped. And,
Right.
and it shows that some of these kids that we raised have never been punched in the mouth.
Correct. Because
Never been told that they're wrong.
that's right. Because we're soft ass
His
generation when it
phone
comes to
deserved
parenting.
it. His phone deserved it.
Yeah, good.
Screw that dude.
Good for Jason. Shout out Big Al, $5. Luis Flores, $2. Buenos dias in the building. It's not. It's ITB, but Luis, I appreciate the $2. He wrote IBT. We're gonna get it.
It's all good.
Working and listening.
Luis is a little dyslexic.
from Arizona. Once again, man, we've got a handful of people every day in Arizona that watch this show.
Shout out to AZ. I love Arizona.
I almost
had a
think-
good time there.
I mean, I liked Arizona too. I've been there for spring training and liked it. Love it. Charlie's in here. The kid walked back up to Jason and pushed him. Okay, whatever. The kid's trying to get him. He wants Jason to punch
He
him.
wants to
in
get
the
punched in the face
Sure
for
he
get
does.
$2-3 million.
Shithead. Penn State should punish the asshole. It's not going to be hard to identify who the kid is.
But how can you be an F word if you're dating woman.
But that's not. He's just trying to get a rise out of Kelce, and he did.
Yeah. He's just trying.
You know, I don't know about you, but I've become pretty ass whipped by the Kelces.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not personal. It's just because
it's not their fault.
I can't turn the TV on without
it's
seeing
not their
one.
fault.
Right.
Companies want to throw 7 figures in your face. You're gonna take it.
Sure, yeah, sure, but it's kind of like a hit song on a top 40
exactly.
station. That's a cool little groove. But after the 785th time I've heard you play it in the car, I'm ass whipped by it.
Agreed.
I'm ass whipped by the Kelces. But
No,
I'm
Team
Kelce
Jason on this one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
We've had a lot of we've had some drama in football. I'm more intrigued by the off-field stuff per usual.
Of course, that's what we do here.
I'm excited about this beef going on between, Derek Carr is trying to distance from it. The Derek Carr, Michael Thomas imbroglio. Michael Thomas has been butthurt ever since earlier in the year when the Saints released him and no one picked him up. The longtime veteran wide receiver. Who for about 3 or 4 years
the man.
was
probably
one
the
of
best
the best
receiver
5.
in the league, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
But as it happens in the NFL, when you hit a certain age, you get dumped. And it's not like the Saints screwed Mike Thomas over. No one has signed him. So this goes back months, but it's come to a head now where even now Carr's having to talk about it in post-game press conferences after they lose again to the Panthers of all people.
They haven't won since they embarrassed the Cowboys.
Right.
Just for context, but we'll leave the clickbaits out of this take. Let's go.
Right. Okay. So this has to do with the very good wide receiver Chris Olave.
Yeah, Carr kind of set him up for failure yesterday.
It's a bad ball. Olave went up for it and got blasted, fell down weird, and suffered a concussion. It's the second concussion he's now suffered on the season. And Olave wrote on Twitter, "Thank God, appreciate all the love and prayers. I'ma be all right."
Hey, Twitter world.
And that's fine. So there's no really beef between
Carr and Olave. No,
right.
No, none.
The beef is Michael Thomas and Olave's brother wilding out on Twitter.
Oh, Olave's brother too?
Yeah,
I only saw Michael Thomas.
He's gone Tad Prescott. So if you didn't see this play, Olave got hit in the head by Xavier Woods of the Panthers, trying to catch a high pass from Carr over the middle. Woods got hit for unnecessary roughness on the plays. That's not Carr's fault. And it was one of those scary scenes where he lays flat and they got to come get him and all this kind of thing. So Michael Thomas, who's watching the game at home
from the couch
with no job,
right,
tweets, quote, "Dude, scary, panic, just throw the ball." Talking about Carr. "Get him the F out of here. He is so ass." Now, Mike got cut in March.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then has taken shots at Carr on several occasions this year.
This isn't the first time.
Right, and I don't think Carr's addressed it until yesterday. In January, Mike bitched that he got set up by a bad ball himself by Derek Carr.
He said he did. He says Carr did it on purpose.
Right, which is horrible.
That's awful.
That's bullshit. And then I guess Mike thinks that some people were saying that he's jealous because Olave became the top guy in New Orleans.
Right.
And so Mike Thomas tweeted, "Dude tried to lie and say I was jealous of them making Chris wide receiver 1 whole time. He can't even get a decent ball. He need his ass whooped." Mike wrote this yesterday on Twitter. Come on, Mike.
CTE setting in.
Come on, man. So Carr, in the post-game press conference, talked about it for 5 minutes. Says, "I've had so many teammates over the years, and he's like the one dude that didn't get along with me. And I don't know what I did to him. I don't know why he feels this way. I'm sorry for whatever he's dealing with to make him feel like he's got to do this." I like it. He must have problems in his life.
Yeah, he took it high road. And also, if you were really that guy still, Michael, and you felt like Carr was the problem, other teams would see that as well and pick you up. Like, hey, man, he's playing with Derek Carr. Let's go get him. Nobody's called you, bro. And there's a few teams, one right up I-35, that could use a wide receiver, yet you're still on the couch.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Derek Carr, no, matter of fact, I know Derek Carr's not the problem. You are, sir. Right. Whether it be a talent thing or whether it be your mouth thing.
Yeah.
Because you would have a job if you was that dude still.
Yeah.
You had a moment and it's over.
Carr says, "It's just something I would never do to a teammate on purpose, throw a ball high." because it was single high. The ball went to where we talked about it going, and Chris got hit in the head, unfortunately. That happens in our game, and I would never do it on purpose. I didn't throw him into a bad look. When it comes to the football aspect of it, I don't really have an answer for it. But when it comes to the person part of it, as far as Michael Thomas, I just hope Mike finds what he's looking for. I like that. That's high road. He must have issue. You know what? God bless
He thinks
bless
Michael
him.
Thomas has an issue.
Bless him.
Yeah.
I hope Michael's just unhappy. I love it. What's up, Ruth Davis, with that $20 discount? Thank you, dear. Appreciate
my
that
mama.
very much.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank
Love you.
Thank
She's
you
one of
very
our
much.
biggest fans and
I
subscribers,
know.
and she's a member.
I appreciate it, Miss.
Tell Mama Ruth hello.
Shout out. What else today? So that's we got. I think that's all the drama. We got more drama. I love all the drama. I think that's the two big ones.
Well, what are we talking? Just football? Because I got basketball drama.
Football. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, we got football. But no, I think that's it. So that's it. Now the week starts, and still waiting to hear about MRIs today for Dak.
Oh, we'll know today.
He's going to have one on his hamstring. Doesn't look good. I'd be pretty surprised if Dak's able to go Sunday against the Eagles. CeeDee Lamb, I'd be surprised if we get a good report on him.
Shut everybody down.
His shoulder was in massive pain yesterday, and they kept him in the game, which I thought was weird. And so it's an Eagles team that comes, I think this is at Jerry World this week, for a 325 game in which I don't see the only reason I could. The only small percent that I'll give the Cowboys winning this game is it's the NFL. That's it. There's no other reason why Dallas should win this game, assuming there's no Dak and no CD. No reason why Dallas should win the game except for ... We talking about the NFL, and the NFL sucks.
Did you see Saquon Barkley spin move, jump over someone's head backwards?
I have
now
never
imagine
seen that.
being the Giants and thinking Daniel Jones is the guy you should keep. You go get Jameis Winston. You go get Joe Flacco. You go get Sam Darnold, and you keep Saquon Barkley. Like we sitting around here mad about Dak Prescott. Imagine being the Giants.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Cowboy fan, when you're feeling down, just look in the mirror and say, I could be a Giants fan.
Could.
I've never seen a guy spin off a dude and then jump over somebody's head backwards.
That was nuts.
Insane.
He is going to torch the Cowboys Sunday. They can't stop the run for shit.
No. At all.
He's going to light their ass up, and he's not had any success against them in most of his days. He has hardly had any good games against the Cowboys. Saquon.
Oh, that's in Dallas. It's in Dallas.
Okay, yeah. Back when Saquon was with the Giants, the Cowboys kicked their ass every year. And, of course, Saquon was hurt a lot. But with him healthy right now and rolling and the Eagles starting to find their way a little bit,
Good luck.
I mean, good luck. Good luck Sunday. What's up, Andy Griffiths?
Weird name.
$49.99. Love y'all hard. Follow Spotify listener. Never catch y'all live. Love the show. Wanted to contribute to the Mike's endeavors with his kids. Love the drops, LG. Would have never heard about the show if it wasn't for Rudy. Awesome.
Much love, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support. Thank you very much.
Thank
sir.
you, Andy. That's
Appreciate
awesome.
it very much.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't give Dallas much of a chance at all to win. Just don't. I mean, right now, if I had to pick a score, Eagles 28, Cowboys 14.
Especially if Cooper. At this point, don't you see let's give Trey Lance a look? No. I mean, you're going to lose regardless.
Not yet.
No.
I don't
Because they don't
Trey's
count. They don't feel like
competitive.
the season's over, right?
They
I get
don't.
that.
No, if Trey were somewhat competitive, maybe he can't.
He can get out
on the
there. He'll be
field.
the best running back.
That's ironic. If they switched him to running back, he'd be the best they have.
I get out there and run Wildcat with his ass. The offense looks like dog shit anyway.
Yep.
With or
and
without Dak.
Probably not going to have CD either Sunday. You don't? Do you throw Trey Lance
I'm
out there
rolling
with
Trey Lance out there.
with nothing?
I tell him to throw the ball out of
you've
bounds
given up.
and take off running.
You've given up at that point.
Yes.
If
Take
you
off
run
running
Trey
or
Lance.
throw it to the third row. Can't get any worse than what we've seen.
Wonder what Zeke's attitude's going to be. That's going to be a storyline. It shouldn't be because he's a spare and shouldn't even be on the team. But
That's drama.
him throwing a fit when he found out he was going to be inactive, and then getting so pissed off they decided to leave him at home and not even take him to the game yesterday is outrageous.
It's crazy to be this point in your career. It's like, Iguodala or Udonis Haslem, Joe Flacco. Like, hey, you're not going to play much. You're old. And you just help the youth out, and you just be a good teammate. And you keep getting direct deposits, you idiot.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the game, like if you've talked to pro players that like aren't superstars, they'll told me, Rudy, it's about keeping a job.
Sure.
I mean, again, I know Zeke's paid. I'm not saying Zeke's hurting for money. I know Zeke's paid. I know Zeke's taking care of his money. But if you could keep getting $2 million direct deposit that you don't have to touch, that's what you do. It's about keeping a gig, you idiot.
Right.
Like you're not feed me more Zeke anymore, bro. Just keep getting money. Jerry will give you money until you're 50. And then he'll put you on the staff. And then he'll put you in the Ring of Honor. I don't know. I don't get it sometimes. But I'm an old man, though, so I have a different perspective.
Well, look, I appreciate Zeke still having competitive fire.
Me too.
I don't think it's a selfish thing. I just think in his mind, he thinks he can play. And,
right.
And it's they're the ones that have caused this. Well, as I say there, you know who.
Yeah, JJ.
They've caused this by bringing him in at all.
JJ.
They're the ones that did this.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. It's just absolutely dumb. And then, of course, my Lions
beat up on them Packers.
The opposite of the Cowboys when it comes to how you run a ball club and coach a ball club. They've lost Aiden Hutchinson for the season. Jamison Williams can't stay out of trouble. He's suspended. And then they lose Brian Branch, their top DB yesterday. He gets ejected on a bullshit call.
It was bullshit.
And they still spanked the Packers. And that's
pretty handily.
Yeah. So now, and those Texans are not playing great right now, and they play Detroit Sunday. Houston does.
I knew that this was going to be like I'm always skeptical in football about the revenge tour. They should have gone to the Super Bowl last year, but sometimes with football, I'm like, yeah, I know they look like the favorites, and that's probably the team that's supposed to go, but I'm a holdout. I was wrong. It looks like Detroit's headed. They probably have a bag packed for New Orleans already. I'm not saying they're gonna beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but I don't know, man. They don't have very many holes.
Not right now. I mean,
but barring injuries, right?
But they have good guys there. Obviously, having Hutchinson would be better, but they're just. And I'm not worried about them peaking too early either, because Dan's such a leader.
Yeah,
and they've got such good leadership in that room. The players,
and they believe in golf, and he's playing great. Yeah, he's doing his damn thing.
There's not very many guys playing as well as Jared Goff.
Their front office put together a really good team.
I know. It took Goff a while, and he had to get traded to the wasteland of the country that is the city of Detroit. But, I mean, there's not been very many guys in the last few years been more efficient than he has. And he gets it done in the playoffs, too, which is a big thing.
Been to 2 NFC title games and to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And it's not, and it wasn't like, and they have balanced teams, but he's been terrific in the postseason. And his coach is the reason they got eliminated by the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs last year. I mean, that's just all
we love Dan, but that was on Dan.
That's right. All right, here, coming up in a second. I teased that I was going to discuss the teaching thing, and I can't false tease. That's bad. That's bad radio. Shout out to Mr. AD with his $1.99. See if we can get his $1.99 back for him by selling some booze. That is the proprietor of Texas Cheer Liquor, a family-owned and operated business, 7 locations in our town. It is Texas Cheer Liquor. They got 6 locations in San Antonio. Got the one up in Bernie. Anything you buy in there, you get 5% off when you mention in the building. That's all 7 locations, and right now they are really hard on pimping out this lit kit thing they've got going. All these different ingredients in these big jugs, and you put it all together, and it's got a spout and everything. What a genius idea this is! This lit
dude,
kit.
He put together a new one, and he sent it to me last night with the Hypnotic and Hennessy.
Okay.
Yeah, Hypnotic Hennessy, bunch of shots in there. So yeah, he spent all day yesterday making some new ones because those things been flying off the shelf. So go get your lit kit and let them know you're in the building. No matter which store you go into, they'll know what you're talking about.
This is good for people like me that I like to drink, but I don't know how to make drinks.
Yeah.
But it makes you look cool. You make your own batch. All the ingredients are there for you. You just pour it in. It's great.
And yeah, he's taste tested it. I've taste tested a lot of them as well.
Mm-hmm. Who comes up with these? Mr. Singh, the family?
AD and Renee.
Yeah, I love it. It's
They're
badass.
twins. They look just alike.
How are you going to insult that woman like that?
Because I know it pisses her off.
All right.
Texas cheer, where it's
Texas
not
cheer
just
with-
cheers, it's Texas cheer from Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. LG, maybe a little production value here. I don't know. I mean,
Why not?
Why not, man?
Give him something. Get a drummer song. Ooh.
All started with a 911 call. I'm kidding. Just joking.
Has that public?
There's
enemy?
really just not. What's that, Taylor? You're always invited to the carne asada, driving without a seatbelt like a puro.
What?
Far West Texas. Oh, I guess. Shout out to people out West Texas who won't wear a seatbelt. Sure.
Hey, life's a risk.
I take the asada, but I'm wearing my seatbelt.
Yeah,
All right.
shizzle.
Man, I wish there was some amazing story like I got fired for cussing or something. Thank you, Annie G. How about these women donating money today? Thank you, Annie. Okay. I was in need of a job. You know, this show is doing good. I want it to be great. We have a lot still to get done on this show before it's anything that we call a massive success. These first 8 months, though, you and I just wanted to focus on you and I doing shows every day and really getting close and building a bond and getting used to having chemistry and all that. And we've done that, you know, so. But in the meantime, I got really poor doing it. Good Lord, look at my farmer tan. Good
Where were you
God.
at? You cutting? What were you doing?
You can tell I have not been to
Were you
Hawaii
walking
in a
around
while.
outside the Pearl or some shit?
No.
White people!
I'm not shirtless like I used to be. Good Lord, look at that. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted by how white my arms are. I needed a job, and I was getting pretty desperate. I mean, I applied at a pest control company to be a pest guy.
Pied Piper. Shout out to the Pied Piper.
Didn't get the guy. Didn't
and
get
shout
the
out
job.
to the Pied Pipers Dodgers.
Sent
Forgot
out
to tell
resumes all over America. Well, certainly San Antonio. And I get a call one day from a buddy like, hey, man, a friend of mine's a principal and she's looking for teachers. And I say, look, man, I don't have a certification.
Right.
He's like, yeah, but I don't think it matters at this one. I think they because the year's about to start, the school year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, sure, because I've always thought I could be a decent teacher. Just don't have any training or experience, you know. So I call her, and she's like, great, can you come in tomorrow to interview? Jeez, oh, sure. So I go in, sit down with her and the vice principal, and they interview me, and we have a good 30, 45-minute discussion. She calls me the next day and hires me.
The next day.
Yeah.
It was that hair and that voice.
I guess I'm teaching. Was it the hair and the voice? Hopefully it's the things that I said that made her comfortable. Whatever I said, it made her comfortable hiring me. And so got into the job, and I'm not trying to get all political, because there's been controversy in the state of Texas on the charter school system.
Uh-huh.
I got hired at a charter school.
Okay.
That's different. They don't get public funding.
Okay.
I mean, they don't get state funding, I should say.
Okay.
Their money is made through donations and grants and people that, you know, care about charter schools. Charter school system allows you to go to any school you want to, regardless of where you live, as long as you can get to the school on time. Doesn't matter what side of the city you live on. It was the idea behind charter schools years ago was kids living in shitty neighborhoods that had crappy schools that wanted to go to a better school,
Put in a better
but
situation.
couldn't,
Right.
because they didn't live in the district. And so charter schools were set up to where you don't, to heck with public school, get the same education, but come to our school on a better side of town or whatever. Whatever. When I went into this job extremely naive, because, and I'm not trying to say that I'm anti-charter school, this just was not for me. It's not the teaching. It's the compliance.
But don't all schools do that?
No. I've talked to many public school teachers that are like, wow, I don't have to do any of that, or hardly any of it. Rudy, I spent more time doing data processing than I did teaching.
Did they not tell you that?
No, I didn't know any of that was going to be the case.
Oh, okay.
You are not just a teacher in the system I was in. It's like the fourth thing I did every day. Compliance. And what I mean by that is making sure that, because they make money in that system on enrollment and standardized test scores. That's it.
Right.
And God bless the school I was at. They need more resources because they're leaning on teachers to do a lot of things. Teachers are having to wear too many hats. I never had any time, ever. Literally, I would spend all day teaching, and then I'd come home at night and spend all night lesson planning or doing data processing. I had 149 different kids, and I had to make sure that they were passing. I had to make sure that I was keeping up with each individual student, but on an over-the-top level.
Right.
And they got on our ass every day about, like, if a kid didn't go to school, it was on me to call his parents.
Not the school. My daughter's school sends us like an automated text,
not the case
email,
here, man. Let's
call.
say I had 18 kids during the school day absent, I had to call all 18 parents and ask, hey, what happened to so-and-such? You know how long that takes?
Right.
I didn't have a conference. I didn't have teachers get a 1 or 2 conference periods. I never got any time to chill or plan because I was in like 504 meetings trying to determine whether or not a kid needed special ed. I had a lot of special ed kids in my classes, and I had to go and give evaluations on what I thought they needed. And I felt so underqualified to be doing that. I did not I'm not going to label some kid special ed. I barely even know what to look for on special ed. I had a lot of Spanish speakers. Every class, I had at least 2 kids that spoke 0 English. 0.
Aren't they supposed to be in ESL?
Well, that's the thing.
And
in defense of the school I was at, they don't have an ESL program, and they always tell Spanish-speaking parents, look, we don't have an ESL program here, but a lot of parents are like, we don't care. I want this kid in this school because it's a small school. We don't want to go down that street to the massive school that has an ESL program. It's so big, and the kid didn't want to go to a big school. The parents wanted the kid in a small enrolled school. Got these kids sitting there all day in my classes that didn't know a thing about what was going on. I felt terrible. And I went and asked, man, I said, what do I do for the Spanish speakers? You know what I was told? Give them a 70. Excuse me? Give them a 70.
You serious?
Yeah. It's like, okay, so if I have to give all the Spanish speakers a 70, I'm giving everybody a 70 at least.
Nobody's failing my class.
What about the kid who speaks English? He's just struggling in class and has a 66. He gets a 66, but the kid who literally can't do any of the assignments because the language barrier, he gets a 70? I got promoted 2 weeks after school started. Remember that?
I remember.
I had all 6th graders and 7th graders, and so I didn't have to worry about standardized test scores. But, and I appreciate, again, I'm not slapping nobody.
No. You're not. This isn't you throwing the school under the bus. No.
I couldn't hack.
It just wasn't for you.
It was too busy. I was doing 70-hour work weeks, minimum. I never saw Nina. Sundays, forget Sunday. It was to hell with Sunday. I spent all day planning the lessons the next week. And that's another thing that got on my nerves is that each class, you had to do 5 different things a class because they think the kid's attention span couldn't hack it. Mm-hmm. I had to come up with 5 different things in each class. I had 7 classes, man. That's 35 things I had to come up with every day.
No bueno.
Times 7. And then on Sunday, all the lesson, because they have a very meticulous lesson plan. Like I couldn't just put on the lesson plan. All right, on Tuesday, I'm gonna do a lecture on D-Day landing and who General Eisenhower was. No, I had to give for 10 minutes. I'm gonna talk about D-Day. For 5 minutes, I'm gonna talk about Dwight Eisenhower. For 10 minutes, we're gonna and they wanted the kids to interact. It was. I like it in principle, but we don't have the time to put together lesson plans that long. Because of compliance, the district made, and I love the principal. We have nothing but respect. She's mad at me because of the way I left, but
she's mad.
Yeah, probably not anymore, but at first, yeah. I had no life, Rudy. Literally no life. Yeah. I was getting up at 5:30, not getting home till 5:30, and then spending till 10 o'clock getting ready for the next day.
Well, that's where the juice is. Paraphrase how that conversation went.
Oh, okay. Well,
paraphrase the conversation. You walk into the principal's office. You've reached your ceiling. You don't feel like you can do this. It's too much. How's the conversation go?
Well, unfortunately, because you think the teachers are busy. My principal, oh my God, I don't know how. I think she sleeps 3 hours a night. Mm-hmm. There'd be mornings where I'd get an email from her at 4:15 a.m. or 11:37 p.m. Mm-hmm. I don't think the woman gets any sleep ever. I feel bad for her. So that being said, I quit via email and text because I couldn't locate her. I had a planned trip.
I feel you, but nobody likes that.
Dude,
but I feel
know.
you.
I didn't like doing it that way.
I'm not throwing you under the bus.
So no, I was going to call her on the phone and tell her voice to voice.
Yeah.
But it went to voicemail. She didn't have time.
She didn't have time to sit down with you for 15, 20 minutes.
No.
Her day is full.
And so I had to send her an email, which I hate because I'm old school. You know, I'm a man.
Yeah, I'm a man up. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. Me too.
But I was about to go to this was the ill-fated trip to Hawaii that I didn't take because my ex-wife kidnapped my kids.
That's right. Anyway,
another topic.
A whole another topic, right?
And she didn't like that I was leaving town to go to Hawaii, but I'm not going to compromise seeing my babies, you know, because it came during a testing period.
Oh, no wonder.
But we had testing periods every 2 weeks, and so
yeah, this was. I won't say it was ugly, but it wasn't.
So I emailed her and gave her a 10-day notice.
Okay.
And she replied, since you're going to Hawaii anyway tomorrow, you're good.
Just leave.
Yeah, just don't come back. Sorry, it didn't work out. She was pissed. I know she was pissed because she immediately called my buddy and complained to him, your guy that you recommended just quit on me. That's the thing that I didn't like. Within 10 minutes of you finding out
that quick?
Yeah. Within 10 minutes.
She found some time to call your boy.
Yeah. Within 10 minutes, you don't tell the vice principal, you don't tell the district. The first thing that comes to your mind is I'm gonna call his buddy and
what did your buddy tell you?
He was mad. Man, you made me look like crap because you quit. Sorry, man. And that sucks. It is what it is. I'm trying to build our company. And I know that I have to do it on a part-time level because we all have day jobs, and that's okay. But I didn't even have time to. I was drinking protein shakes on the fly for breakfast. There was no time. There was literally no time. My weekends, I had no weekends.
No, yeah.
None. It was too over the top. I never should have accepted the promotion because the first 2 weeks I just had sixth graders and they didn't have the compliance and all that admin because it's not a test. Sixth grade, you don't take standardized tests that year. Mm-hmm. She thought I could hack it, and that was, and the reason she promoted me is because the teacher that had my schedule to start with, he pieced out.
He was like, I'm out.
They're asking.
Did you get a raise for that promotion?
No. Oh. I got an extra teaching conference period that I never got to do because I was always in a meeting. I appreciated her hiring me. I really do. And there's a reason why she had to hire an inexperienced guy who'd never taught ever, who had no certification, because it's hard to find teachers in that system because you're not just teaching. So I resign the first week of October.
Wait.
Yeah.
So Thunderdome, there you have it. It's been a month.
It's been a month. Now, and I have a new job that I'll talk about next week. Probably next week.
I hope you and your buddy can still maintain your friendship somewhat.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's fine.
Yeah, good.
No, I mean, I understand why he got upset in the moment, but I mean,
Mike gonna put Mike first. I know that's.
Oh no, I mean, we're fine.
Yeah,
But had
I
he
know.
not been fine, I've been divorced twice. I mean, I can lose a buddy. I mean, I'm out. I'm gonna still sleep. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna be sad for about 10 minutes.
Nah,
No,
man.
I'm kidding. He knows he is.
Yeah.
No, I love this man. I've known him for years and years and years. It just didn't work out, man.
You tried.
I tried, and I really did try. And you can ask Nina. I mean, you know me. I'm old school. I mean,
I just remember
commit.
at night when we were doing the night shows, you were drinking more.
I was
going
drinking.
through it.
Yeah, I
you
was.
were going through it.
I was. Yeah, and
You was
I'm having.
going
Yeah,
through it.
and
You're
it's
like,
just
I
too
need a
much.
nightcap.
So I have a new job in which I make more money, and
Not as much. You ain't doing 70 hours.
no, there's not a job. I mean, it was me and Joe Biden. I had his work week, although I was doing a good job, and I never once mailed.
Sir, okay.
I never once mailed into class. By the way, I hated all the compliance. I hated the admin, and I was miserable. And I was going to lose. I'm not going to lose my girlfriend, but I mean, I was just this guy that slept there every night.
Yeah.
For like 2 months, and that wasn't sustainable. That wasn't good for my mental health, and then dealing with my kid's situation. So that's it.
Damn it, Mike,
I wish there was a cool story like I got fired for cussing or something, but no, I just got
I
tired
gave you
of
the
it.
Halloween, so I came up a little short.
Yeah, and when I first took the
LG,
job,
what did you
Rudy and
say?
Nina were joking how long it would take me to quit.
I don't remember what LG's prediction was. I think I said Halloween.
I made it to November. I made it to October the 8th.
Okay, yeah.
So it was
Nina was
October
right. I
8th.
think Nina was on point. I think Nina gave you 2 months.
Yeah. She knew because she's a former teacher.
She
And
knows.
but she didn't teach in a charter system, and she knows how the charter systems just. Not all of them. This particular system is asking way too much, an over-the-top, unfair amount of stuff from its
So
individual
now
teachers.
I work with 2 former teachers because LG was a junior high teacher as well.
He was a sub,
Oh,
and he hated
he was
it.
still a teacher.
All grades.
Oh, all grades. My
Okay. Yeah.
Junior high is the one I quit on, though.
bad. You walked up out of there, LG.
Yeah.
No, I finished the day.
And that's another thing. I will never take a junior high class. If I ever taught again, under no circumstances will I teach 7th or 8th grade. Under none. Those are the worst fucking human beings on earth. I'm a cool teacher, and I think I'm a decent. My high school kids all loved me, and I loved them, and I missed them. I had my 8th grade class. It was 10 kids in there will be in prison in the next 10 years or less.
Mike.
I'm not kidding. They will. There's a parenting problem in America, Rudy.
for
If
sure.
you've not
No, I know
noticed,
that. I know that.
Middle school's always been the worst.
and it's way worse now. It can't be. It wasn't this bad.
Ruben Villegas, my wife drank the most every day a bottle of wine when she was an elementary teacher. No, I had
Bullshit.
a lot of my customers at Texas Cheer are teachers, and I see them quite often. And me and AD asked one teacher, he's a middle school teacher, we said, hey, we were bad, but has it gotten worse? And he was like, look, I've been around 30 years. It's the worst it's ever been.
Yeah, it's awful. I mean, there's a reason why there's charter school systems to begin with, because parents don't want to send their kids to the shitty public school in their
It is the
neighborhood.
parents' fault, Adrian. It
But
is
the
the
charter
parents' fault.
schools have
It's
got
the parents' fault,
The
for
charter
sure.
schools have got to get their stuff together too.
Because if the teacher called my mom's not immediately taking my side. My mom's going to hear about both sides. But more than likely, I'm going to be, it was on me. And if it was on me, my mom let me know it was on me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was never a situation where, like nowadays, if something goes down, parent automatically blames the teacher, which is crazy to me.
Which is crazy, totally. So that's it. All right. So
Jesus, Mike,
I wish there would. Don't even read.
I'm
that.
not.
I wish
I'm
there was
not.
a better, funnier story, but I got so beaten down it was affecting I sound like a millennial. It was affecting my mental health.
So speaking of,
That's what happened.
speaking of
Yeah.
parents, students, teachers, soft, my kids are off tomorrow. Not the day after. My kids are off tomorrow for election day.
Is it because their school is a voting precinct?
No, I don't know.
They're just off, and the building's going to be empty.
It's election day.
Oh,
day off.
see, Jerry Seinfeld.
He's in, like, people are mad at him because of but see, I see some schools are off the day after.
Seinfeld threw the school under the bus that his kids go to up in New York because it's an option day to go to school Wednesday. If you're triggered, if you have anxiety, these people can't even vote. They're not even old enough to vote. How the fuck you gonna get anxiety?
Well, because of us.
No, you know what? That's got to stop. I'm tired of this anxiety bullshit.
It's real, man.
For those that actually have it. But just like everything, humans mess up everything. It's like rape victims who are lying about getting raped. Like you and I, like Dak Prescott, that lady, he sued because she lied her ass off about getting raped by him.
Bitch should be in jail.
That shit goes on. Kids now run to anxiety too much as an excuse for what ails them.
Right.
And it's bullshit.
Yeah, life be life, and sometimes
it's
you
gotta
just gotta
stop.
Yeah, for sure.
We got to quit being our kids' buddies and be our kids' parents. The kids want us to be their parents. They may not even realize it now, but down the road, they will appreciate it. I'm glad that I had a father and not a buddy. I had buddies. I needed my dad to be my dad. You know, how often do you hear people say that?
Sure.
I should have gotten my ass chewed out and busted and grounded. I didn't have that. So to give your kid, it's for a school to give the student body an option day on Wednesday.
Some of the schools are being used, so maybe that's it.
But
I don't remember my daughter being off in 2020. Oh, 2020 they were already homeschooled because of COVID. I don't remember them being off on election day.
We're the ones. We're just like the kids. Because we've now so many people. We'll get into this tomorrow night. We're doing an election show tomorrow at 8:00 p.m.
Yeah,
we've become a country, and this is not the kids' fault. They're just mimicking what the adults do, like always.
Bingo.
We've now decided that half this country thinks that the country's going to end if one person wins.
Right.
And it's the other. It's both sides. Both sides are literally saying we're not going to have a country. The Democrats say if Trump wins, we're going to turn into a fascist society. We're going to have a fascist government. And the other side saying that if Kamala wins, then we're just going to have a heathenistic society. Yeah. We're going to turn into Sodom and Gomorrah.
Bread is going to be $10.99 a loaf.
Both are bullshit.
Yeah.
Both are bullshit. Wayne 71, $9.99. Can I take an anxiety day from work on Wednesday? No, of course not.
I have anxiety attacks, but now I know when I'm having one, and I know how to get it under control.
And they're legitimate.
I have them.
You have a mortgage every month and children to feed. You have a wife to take care of. You have legitimate reasons for having stress. Being 15 years old and I'm upset because Donald Trump won, I'm taking a day off. Bullshit. You're going to school. Option day.
You're not wrong.
We've opted in. We're going to school Wednesday. And shame on any schools that are closed on Wednesday because of triggered kids. But your daughter's getting an option day at her school tomorrow.
Well,
the whole school's off.
But like,
is it
Bob Renfro
why?
is saying because they're using the schools for.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. If they're
that's tomorrow.
If your
not
daughter's
Wednesday.
school is a voting precinct,
yeah, maybe that's what
I get
it is.
that. I get that. That makes sense. I get that.
But Wednesday, the day off after Wednesday is like weird. Like, damn, just don't include your kids.
It's
like,
so
I haven't
hard right now.
I haven't said anything to my 5-year-old about an election.
The whole education system. That's a legit worry. I get anxiety over how many kids now have anxiety because half of it's crap. And but again, they're mimicking adults, and the system's enabling it, totally enabling it. It's just. I read a thing in Houston ISD right now. A bunch of teachers just got fired.
Fired?
Mm-hmm. There was a certification scheme going on at Houston Yates. It's in the 3rd Ward. middle of Hood in Houston.
Yeah, that's a rough.
They could not get certified teachers, and so
They just hired.
they
them.
were fudging the books. Well, they weren't. They were hiring folks, but forging records, saying yes, Mr. Davis has a certification, and he didn't, and they've gotten caught, and a bunch of them have gotten fired. But they're desperate to fill their classrooms, man, because we don't pay teachers. They were paying me. So my salary, I'll just say it now because it only lasted 2 months, was $50,500 was the salary. And I'm doing $100,000 worth of work. I was doing full-time admin / compliance and full-time teaching. Grotesquely underpaid for the time I was putting in, and it was not worth it. There was no balance at all. And, I mean, you had teachers at my school that would be crying in their classrooms. Had two quit before I did.
Because the kids were just too much or just too much, period.
Everything.
All of it. All of it.
Well, all of it. It compounded on itself. One teacher quit 3 weeks before I did, but he didn't even make it to the end of the. I at least waited to the end of the day and tried to call her and put 10 days notice in. She wouldn't let me. We had a dude walk out at lunch. At lunchtime, walked out to his car, got in the car, and drove out of there with still a half a day left of classes. It was done. It's just it's tough. And even veteran teachers that were at my school were even said, yeah, we have more on us now than ever. That system's going to wind up having to close schools the way it's going, because you're not going to get anyone that's going to last in the classrooms because you're asking them to do way too much. Highly unfortunate. Very unfortunate. All right. So shout out. You see what's funny enough, and we'll let this go because we got to get to punches. So Nina's son, and he goes to a public school on the north side. Mm-hmm. And, I was teaching U.S. history to kids his age at my school. So I was asking him, hey, what are y'all doing in y'all's history class? We were was having them show me what they're doing. Well, they're doing stuff.
No, I'm kidding.
So I wanted to see where they were in their curriculum compared to where I was, because I was teaching the exact same class he was taking. And I'm like, yeah, man, when you get a chance, let me see what y'all are doing. It's like, yeah, cool. I'll reach out to my TA and ask her to send me some stuff to show you. Your TA? What's a TA?
Teacher's assistant.
Wait, excuse me?
Yeah,
Teacher's assistant. What's that? Oh, that's Mrs. So-and-so. She's in the class with Mrs. So-and-so. Wait a minute. Time out. You got 2 teachers in your history class every day? Yes, sir. Huh. At that school, they had the history teacher had an assistant.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing new.
I know,
A bunch
but
of my teachers had assistants when I went to school.
He's just saying, coming off of his experience, he's like, what the hell? Right.
Right. But not only do they have an assistant, the main teacher is not doing half the compliance and admin that I'm doing, because they have a full-time staff of counselors that handle 504 kids, handle Spanish speakers, handle disabled kids, special ed. At the school I was at, we were having to do all of it.
All of it.
It was too much, man. David's in here. My daughter has a TA. She's at a charter school. The system I was in's asking to him. Again, I'm not trying to throw charter schools under the bus.
You're just saying the one that you were at was there. They need some help. They
needs a lot more. And right. I didn't have the wherewithal to finish it. So that's it. All right, let's do some punches. It is time for People I Want to Punch, presented by the law office of Orlando Kell. Rudy, you want to punch anybody today?
The election. I'm so ready for Thursday or Friday or whenever this shit's going to be over. I can't wait.
It may be January before it's over.
Yeah, well, after what happened last time.
Well,
after what happened last time. But I'm just saying.
If Trump loses, he's not going to accept it. We know that.
Ain't that crazy, though? Like, what?
He's already said it. I either win, or if I lose, it's clearly rigged, and I'm going to protest like hell.
That's why I'm ready for this shit to be over.
Highly unfortunate.
It's been a nasty, ugly, filthy week of nonsense. Well, hell, it's been a year full of nonsense, but this week we'll start rolling around in the mud. It's just, I'm over it. Just punch the election, punch the whole shit, man. I cannot wait till Thursday, Friday, or whatever. I know, like you said, it's January, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if Trump loses, then I got a more of an ass whip. If he loses, which who knows?
It's going to set off all kinds of craziness in this country.
And the thing
if he loses.
And the thing is, you got really, really smart, accomplished, distinguished adults that buy into this. I'm talking about people that have done real shit in life that are buying into this rhetoric. So I'm just like, I'm ready. I'm over it. I'm so ass whipped by it. Like I said, if I did not have In the Building and Base Bites, I would not be on social media right now.
Same.
I got a few buddies that have just like paused their accounts until after election season.
Mm-hmm. Look, man, I'm bringing and I hate labeling myself because I change. Sure, I've evolved. I'm not the same guy I was at 30.
Me either.
15. But I would say that like how I lean, it changes by the month because politics in our country changes. Like, I don't think that like the Republicans and the Democrats, what they were in the 90s, it's so different now, you know? So the pendulum swings with me not even moving sometimes, you know? So I guess if you were to label me, I would label myself moderate left.
Yeah.
So if we got 12 o'clock, and 6 o'clock, I'm about 7 o'clock to the left.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? I'm moderate left. When it comes to social stuff, I'm more left. But I'm so tired. We'll get into this tomorrow night. I'm so tired of most Americans sitting here watching tennis between the far left and the far right, and they both are running our country. And that's why most people like you, we're just sick of it.
Oh yeah, I'm like, because I know.
Just beyond.
Because I know Wednesday I got to go to work, and then I got to go to work Thursday, then I got to go to work Friday. Yeah. You know what I mean? No matter who wins,
I just don't understand how educated folks, like you say, experienced people, grown people on either side, have convinced themselves that if their person does not win, that means we're going to enter this horrific dark ages. No, we're not.
It's crazy.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, man.
It's insane.
Punch me in the face.
So that means that tomorrow night, it's a big punch as we do our election coverage in only that way that we can. I'm going to have a beer in here, and we're going to watch TV, and we're just going to laugh at the shit we see.
We'll go back and forth between Fox and MSN.
We're going to do a Manning cast, Rudy and Mike style tomorrow night.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
From 8 o'clock. All right, let's do. I'm going to punch. And look, so I'm gonna open slap, not punch.
All right.
Joel Embiid. For losing his cool on Marcus Hayes, a longtime columnist with the Philadelphia Inquirer. Basically, he wrote a column saying that Joel's half-assing. You know, he continues to miss every other game. He's no longer playing second nights of back-to-backs. He's had a lot of injuries in his career, and he's a veteran. And Marcus Hayes wrote a column in the Philadelphia Inquirer, mentioned his brother, who he lost. I mentioned somebody else. I think he mentioned two family members of Joel Embiid's. And I haven't read the column because it's behind a paywall.
All right, well,
he wasn't like bagging on Joel Embiid's family. I think he probably wrote something to the extent of maybe since Joel's lost his brother, he's not as accountable.
Right.
Because his big brother was his dad or whatever. So Marcus Hayes, who's written for the Philadelphia paper forever, one of the most respected columnists we have, he walks in there into the locker room the other night, and Joel jumps in his face. You know, Joel's a huge guy. Don't you fucking dare ever mention my brother in a fucking column. Just tore his ass apart and like put his hands on him.
No shit.
Yeah, Joel reached out with his open hand. Yeah, you didn't. It's a big story. And so Daryl Morey, the GM of the Sixers, went and pulled Marcus Hayes aside. And we're so sorry that happened. We'll talk to Joel. We apologize. Joel has not apologized, though.
Probably won't.
So the NBA's looking into it. And Joel's probably going to get suspended.
Yeah, media/player relationships have never been worse. I mean, when you look at what Trayvon Diggs did, I know Kevin Durant.
It's not good right now.
Yeah, Kevin Durant is purposely not scoring points because of prize picks in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's like, yo, like the fact he's like, okay, he had 18 at the half,
Right.
Finished with 18 just to stick it to the Prize Picks dudes.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Do not bet on Kevin Durant. Now, you have been warned. If you bet on Kevin Durant for the over, you're an idiot because he's purposely trolling you guys and making sure you don't get paid. Leave that dude alone. He's weird. Anyway, I got to get out of here.
All right. It's 210-775-4995. That is how you get a hold of our guy, Orlando Kell. He is the family lawyer of In the Building. You can email him directly, orlandokell.law@gmail.com, orlandokell.law@gmail.com.
And the second coach in the NFL has been fired, Dennis Allen.
Oh, well,
Is no longer the
Michael
Saints
Thomas
coach.
will be happy.
Yeah. Dennis Allen has been fired, so that's Robert Saleh. Now Dennis Allen. Will Mike McCarthy make it 17?
I doubt it. At this point, I doubt it.
Yeah.
All right, Spurs and Clippers tonight. Have a chance to see the Wall. Have you seen the Wall?
It's pretty cool.
Looks pretty cool.
Looks pretty cool.
They're 0-4, so they ain't got no home field advantage.
Yeah.
Kawhi, of course, ain't playing.
Hell no.
Spurs and Clippers tonight. I think Pop's okay. They say he's fine. He didn't coach the other night. He said he didn't feel good. But
Hey, man,
when
Pop's
you're
up there,
when you're
man. He's in the
75 and you
70s,
tell me
dude.
that he's
Yeah.
missing a game, you ain't gonna worry. But
Right.
he's supposed to coach tonight, and everything's hunky dory. So we'll overreact to whatever we see tomorrow night.
But
So-
election coverage tomorrow.
Yeah. So look, man, we're not
Why
gonna
not?
look.
We're not going to talk politics. We're just going to have fun.
We're two middle-aged, concerned American dads and family men.
Sure.
And that's the kind of show we're going to do tomorrow night. You know, I'm not one of these that sits up here and like hard rights or hard lefts.
No.
I'm going to wind up probably pissing off both sides tomorrow night. We need more of that in this country.
Sure.
We're being taken over too much by the minority, and that's bullshit. You know, we're labeling. It's turned into civil war with words.
No, it's for sure. Full blown civil war, social media civil war at least. And I'm over it.
Yeah, man, I am too. So we're gonna make fun of it tomorrow night.
Yeah, my ass is whipped.
But I'm just not gonna let it get me mad. I'm just gonna satirically make fun of it tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It is
8 p.m. tomorrow night, we're gonna do a show. If we're going to do it, and we decide if we're going to do a show Tuesday, we can't not talk about the election. So we're going to do a little election show. Maybe we'll have some Dak Prescott hamstring news or something, but outside of that, we'll talk election tomorrow night.
JHNSB. Respectfully, none of your fucking business. Respectfully. Shit.
No such thing as the middle. That's not true.
Who did y'all vote for? None of your
That's
fucking
not true
business.
at all. That's the thinking that wound up leading Germany to elect Nazis.
Yeah.
That's not true at all. All right, we're done. We'll see y'all up in here mañana. Have a great day. I like this morning show.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.